We decided to do this video about bunny shedding because we get so many emails about people worried that their rabbits have something wrong with their skin or their fur. And when rabbits decide to shed, they can be quite dramatic about it. So this is a bunny who's in mid-shed. Rabbits, when they shed, it starts up here and goes down. So you can see this baby's shed line right here. And sometimes the beginning signs that you see are the nose. If you look at this baby's nose, you can see the lines here, and that's a shed line also. Sometimes the nose can get a little bald. So they shed all year round, but 2 or 3 times a year, they really shed in clumps. So these little things we call puffers, and if you just touch them, all this fur just gently comes out. Some bunnies are more upset when you pull out these puffers than others, but I find this to be a much more effective way than brushing them, because the brush really doesn't get all this fur off. And the line will slowly go down, and the last part to shed is their butt. And you can see I'm not pulling hard on her. If I were, she would be furious about it. But this basically just comes out by pulling. And if you hit some fur and it doesn't come, so then you pick another spot. But this is the spot that sheds the last right here, because it starts from the top and goes down. And then this little skirt here are the last little puffers that you have. So this isn't as bad a shed as it can be, but you can tell where her shed line is. And a lot of times you can see she's got 2 colors. She's got her whole brand new fur up here on the top, and then she's got this that will then all turn into the same color. She's got a little bit of black down here. But all of these puffers, if she lets you, you can put her on her lap while you're watching television and just gently take all of this off. And then in the morning, you got more work to do, because you're gonna find more puffers at that time too. So this baby is more tolerant. You can also see puffers here around her face. This, they can be pretty not so good about it, yeah. But this is just a normal shedding pattern in your typical bunny. If you see some spots that are more bald than others, we've had some owners be quite effusive about plucking, and they will make a bald spot on their bunny. Not to worry, the fur comes back with the normal color within a week or 2. Other than that, every month they shed a little bit, and you can see this girl though, every time I pet her, we've just got hair all over the place. So you can just do this, wet your hand sometimes. I tell owners that you can take a damp hand and just go like this, and you'll pick up a lot of the fur between plucking and doing that. But this is a typical shedding that she probably is going to do 2 or 3 times a year. If you're unlucky enough, you'll get a rabbit that sheds like this all year round. And there are some bunnies that do that. So this is Draco, and he's a mini Rex. And Rexes have a very unusual shedding pattern, simply because they're missing the top layer of fur, and they're very dramatic when they shed. A lot of them will shed right down to their skin. So you can see this kind of wavy, choppy pattern that he has on his body. And here's the amount of fur that's going to have to fall out. You can see this, oh, it's probably 2 millimeters in length of fur that's going to have to get plucked off, or that will have to fall out. He's very well groomed, so we're not plucking that much off. But these guys, when they shed, will go right down to their skin, and you will see bare patches of skin, and that really freaks people out. But this is a typical shedding pattern of a Rex. They have very short cropped, velveteen feeling fur, and they don't shed like a normal rabbit. It just doesn't fly everywhere. It's a very close cropped kind of fur. So he started at the top, like I mentioned with the other bunny, they start from the top and go down. So he's just started his shed. The back of him is what he normally should look like right here. This is nice longer fur. And you can also tell all the ridges on his face in the front. This is where the shed starts. He's got some lines here on the front. And this is the breed that we get the most calls about because people end up seeing bald patches of skin and they think something horrible has happened to their rabbit, and it's just a normal shedding. Although all rabbits are different, there's some basic patterns that normal shedding follows. Some rabbits shed far more dramatically than others. More often than not, your rabbit shedding will be completely normal. However, if you see flaking, irritation, redness, swelling, or bumps, and you're concerned about that, reach out to your rabbit's veterinarian.